All right, welcome back to the second half of this game between the 78 Pittsburgh Steelers and the 78 Broncos using the new Play Action Football Express. So these were created as a collaboration with Jason Graham of the Jason Flash Football YouTube channel. And at the moment, we are at 14-3 at the half. Pittsburgh is ahead in this one. And they'll be kicking off as they receive the ball in the first half. If you want to check out the first half of this game, or at least the first quarter, you can see the previous video where I introduced the Express cards, which essentially the Express cards are just their FACs that you can use with the game. So you'll see how it's played, and it's actually pretty easy to play everything. We do have one chart. That chart is here. We can see that it's got everything we need for kickoffs and returns and punts. Excuse me, for breakaways and field goals and things like that. So it's got sort of our extra plays on there. We have a deck up here for that we're only going to use for this bottom number. And so when you flip it over, you'll look at the bottom number. That'll be your I suppose like your random number deck. Every card has a random number on the bottom, so basically you just shuffle and you split the cards, and then you have your random number deck just up here. And when you shuffle, I just shuffle everything all together, but this will be the actual play deck. So let's get this one started. So for every special teams play, you're going to need to choose a random number. So we just flip. Random number of 7. 7 on a kickoff is down to the 7-yard line. And then on the return, we have a 10. 10 on the return is 19 yards on the return. So 19 plus 7 is 26. And so it'll be 1st and 10 Denver at the 26-yard line. So let's go 1st and 10. First play for the Broncos is we're looking at the defensive card, which will be the Steelers. We look at their defense, which is a -2. We have a run for -1, and we add that -2 to the -1. We get a -3, and that's going to be a 3-yard loss for the Broncos on 1st down. Now we look at the offensive card. The offense has an offensive +1, and their run for 8 yards +1 is 9. And that's going to take the ball out to the 32. That brings up a 3rd down and 4. Looking at the offense again, we have a pass of 13 + 1 is 14. The plus sign means that we have a breakaway. And so we look at our breakaway chart here. There's a chance to add extra yardage to our yardage that we already have. So we have 14, and we have a random number of 1. That's going to be no breakaway, and there's a fumble chance. So pass of 14, and we have a chance at a fumble. A 1 is going to be fumble recovery to the offense. So it is a fumble, but it's a chance to lose a fumble, I guess is what I should say. 1 to 6 goes to the offense, 7 to 12 to the defense. And it'll be a gain of 14, and the offense will retain possession. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 44 for the Broncos. Broncos driving, they're down 14-3. Trying to put together a drive here in the beginning of the second half. Another good pass of 14 yards. So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 over to the Pittsburgh 42. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. We have 16 possessions. So that means there's 8 possessions per quarter. And so we're here in the second half, and it's going to be Denver's first possession. So we have an offense with a run of 2. 2 + 1 is 3. It takes it down to the 39, brings up 2nd down and 7. Cards are kind of new, so they're a little bit sticky. Offense run of 8. So that's going to take the ball to the 31. That'll be a 1st and 10 for Denver. Defense, passive 11. So then we look at our defensive card and we look on the defense and we say -2. So 11 minus 2 is 9. And there's a penalty on the play. This will be a post-play penalty. So we pull a card here. A 1 on a post-play penalty is offense, 10 yards. And so that's actually going to be minus 10 yards from there, and we'll replay first down. Defense, a run of -2. So Denver's going backwards now. And on second down and 10-21, we're going to have a run of no yards. So the 2, oh, I'm sorry, it should be a run of 3 yards. So back to the 39, which is pretty close. Well, it's a run of 39. Or down to 39. And so we have third down and 18. Defense, run of 3 is going to be just a gain of 1 as they play it safe, and it'll be fourth down. We have a 38. So a 55-yard kick. They're only a 1 to 25 to make that. That means on our chart for a field goal, it has to be, the percentage has to be this number or less. So that means there's only 2 opportunities here, 11 or 12. And that's just not much of an opportunity. It's about a 15-16% chance of making a field goal. So what we're going to do is we're going to do like a coffin corner punt since it's fourth down and forever. So what I've been doing is just taking the punts here and the punt result -20, and then that'll be for our coffin corner punt. So let's do that. We got a 7. The 7 is normally 43 yards, but we're going to say 23 yards. So 10, 20, and 3 is down to the 15. The ball goes out of bounds, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Steelers. So punt. And the Steelers are going to take over 1st and 10. Offense, pass. Now they have a +1 also, so that's going to be a pass for 6 yards out to the 21. Brings up second down and 4. Offense, a run of 2, and that's going to take it to the 23. It'll be third down and 1 for the Steelers. Bradshaw under center. Oh, no, it's a pass. Interception. All right, so a pick is thrown, and we have to figure out the line of scrimmage. Line of scrimmage is going to be -3 yards. So 1, 2, 3. So that's going to be where we catch the ball. So maybe the ball was tipped up in the air. It's caught by the defense. An 8 on the return is going to be 12 yards. So 10, 11, 12. So tipped up in the air. It's returned back to the 8. It'll be Denver Broncos football, and it'll be 1st and goal from the 8. Huge play there by the Broncos defense. We have an incomplete pass on 1st down. 2nd and goal. Defense, a run of 1 and -2 is a -1, so they're going backwards. And it is 3rd and goal from the 9. We have an offensive run, so it's 3 yards +1 is 4. And we also have a fumble, so we have 4 yards here. And then we have a fumble on the play. Let's see if the offense or defense recovers. This will be killer if they give away the ball here. A 9. 9 is going to be to the defense, 7 to 12. So the Steelers take it right back, and it'll be Steelers football. Let's see if there's a fumble return and how far it is. Can't use that one. 9 on the fumble return is going to be 8 yards. So 8 plus 5 is 13, and they pull it out to the 13-yard line. So it'll be Pittsburgh ball, 1st and 10 from their own 13. Let's give a few of these over here. 1st down and 10 to the offense. That's going to be a 1-yard run. Brings up 2nd down and 9. Defense, a run of 8 minus 2 is 6, and there's a fumble on the play. So 6 takes out to the 20. There's a fumble. A 1 to 6 will be to the offense. 7 to 12 is going to be to the defense. It's a 9 and turnover city around here, as the turnover is made at the 20. And let's see if there's any sort of return. A 2 is going to be a return of 0. So that's right there at the spot of the fumble. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Denver from the Pittsburgh 20. A couple of bad luck plays here. We have an offense run for 6 yards, and there's going to be a penalty. So to the 14. What is the penalty? Penalty is defense, post snap, and that's going to be 15 yards plus the run. So we have 7, and then we can't go 15 because that's going to take us into the end zone. So that's going to be down to the 1. All right, 1st and goal from the 1. Denver looking to punch it in. Defense pass, 9 minus 2 is 7. We have 11 yards to work with, and that's going to be a touchdown pass. So, so INT, Denver, fumble, Pittsburgh, fumble, and Denver with the 1-yard TD pass. Now, if we had our players here, we could use our players. If we were using these cards instead of the small ones, and you had the full game, you could use the cards here and be able to either roll a die to get that 1 to 10, or you could just simply flip a card and probably get the correct ratios. Let's see what our extra point is. Our extra point's a 3. 3 is 84%. They're at 89% on their extra point, so that is up and good. So 7 points for Denver. We are at 1, 2. So Pittsburgh will have their 3rd drive of the quarter. Kicking off is Denver. And let's go ahead and give these a good shuffle. So let's go ahead and do that. You could wait, or you can do it kind of shuffling whenever you want to. Mostly at the quarters, you would need to do that for sure. But these are card stock, so I can actually shuffle these. Terrible. So these are originally created by Jason Graham of the Jason Flash Football channel. If you haven't subscribed to his channel, make sure you go and check it out. He's got a lot of games. He himself is a designer. He's created a football universe, a fictional football universe that he's been playing with friends and family for the better part of 30 years, 30 seasons. And just a lot of really terrific content over there, and very passionate about football, and he is very passionate about play action football. So I'm certainly very appreciative of his enthusiasm for the game, and it's really cool to see somebody really enjoying the game. So I really appreciate that. All right, so after that magical interlude, let's go ahead and just cut some off the top here. And it'll be Pittsburgh. Actually, it's going to be a kickoff, right? Let's do the kickoff. 5 is going to be down to the 3. And the return. In there. Return is a 2. That's going to be 11 yards, so out to the 14. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Pittsburgh at the 14. Pittsburgh up 14-10. Defense, pass incomplete. That'll bring up 2nd down. Nice play by Denver. An offensive run for 6 yards out to the 20 brings up 3rd and 4. And another pass incomplete. So that'll be 4th down and 4. Definitely got a punt there. Be a full-on punt. So the punt will be for 37 yards, 10, 20, 37 out to the 43. So Denver's going to have good field position most likely. 8 is a return of 7 yards. So the Broncos will take over 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line. So Denver's last drive of the 3rd quarter. Jason always plays 16 possessions. So we are going to do that as well. We've already played out the first half. We're on the 16 possession games. It's 4 per quarter. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That means we have one drive left for each team. So Denver down 14-10. They're going to have to make a play here. The defense with a run is going to make sure that that is no gain. So Denver has to come up with something big here. Defense run is going to be a -1. So going backwards, it's 3rd down and 11. We have an offensive pass incomplete. That's going to be a 4th down, and they're going to have to go for it here on 4th and 11. A defensive run, 9 minus 2 is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's not going to be enough as Pittsburgh takes over 1st and 10 on the turnover on downs. And then we have, we'll make Pittsburgh run out the clock because if they fumble or something like that, they could have a pick or whatever. Offensive pass, 12 plus 1 is 13. So 10, 11, 12, 13 down to the 43. Run of 5 out to the 38. Offensive pass, 15 plus 1 is 16, so 10. And 15, 16 down to the 22. That's the 1st down. Defense run is good for 5 yards. That's out to the 17. 2nd down and 5. Offensive run is good for 2 yards to the 15-yard line. Brings up 3rd down and 3. Defensive sack for -5. Takes it back to the 20. And on 4th down, we're going to try a field goal. 7 is going to be 52. Now this is a 37-yarder. So anything 40, anything 34 and below is going to be good as they actually missed a field goal. So field goal miss from 37 yards. So that's going to end our game. A little bit lackluster here in the 2nd half as neither team scores. Oh, I'm sorry. Denver scored once in the 2nd half. So this is going to be 14-10. And that will be our final as the Pittsburgh Steelers get 14 in the 1st half. In fact, they had a fumble return. They had some sort of big play there in the 1st half. They had a breakaway on a 35-yard touchdown. And then, excuse me, they had another fumble along the way that set them up for a 2nd touchdown. And then Denver came back with a field goal. sort of late in the half. They came back in the third. They scored a field goal. I mean, a touchdown at the beginning of the fourth quarter, and nothing else. They turned it over on downs, so that's going to be it. So 14-10 is the score. I'll come back maybe tomorrow morning with a full game where you'll be able to see everything play out right in front of you. Again, it uses 16 possession games, so you're going to have 8 per half, sort of like the drive-by-drive game. You could add more if you wanted to standard. NFL is going to be 24. So, well, 22. We'll say 22, 20 to 22. You could do 20 and then give the home team an extra one. You know, there's a few things that you can do there. But 10 to 11 possessions, 11 to 12 possessions per game is going to be about what you get. And so Jason uses 16 possession games. You need these FAC results. You need the play action football team cards because you need the offense and defense numbers. And then you're going to need the chart here, right, with the different special teams. So you can see that there's this is what we're using for the fumble recoveries, for the post play penalties, the block kicks, if you have a block kick up here. And then if you need to run an onside kick, you can. There's a few notes down here just about how to play. These are the breakaways. So if you see a plus, even on this chart, you might see a plus. So if there's an interception return and it's a 12, that's 11 yards, and then you roll for the breakaway. So potential opportunity for interception return for a touchdown, like a pick six. Same thing on a punt return or a kick return. Well, this could be a fumble return as well. So all of these types of returns, you have an opportunity to take one to the house. So that's pretty cool. All right, and I'll be doing more with this. There will be 3 types of these cards. Excuse me. One is going to be for run-heavy offense. The black are going to be for balanced. The blue is going to be for run-heavy. Black for balanced. And then the red ones are going to be for pass-heavy offense. So the run-heavy offense cards are about 60-40 run to pass. The pass-heavy are 58-42 pass to run. And then these are perfectly balanced out 50-50 with running and passing plays. So if you want a more balanced game, you can use these. Or if you want to, you can see both of these teams are in the 60+% rushing. So they really should be using the run-heavy cards, which will give you more runs and fewer passes. There will be fewer sacks in there as well. And so that's just going to be a way to kind of incorporate what you normally get inside of play action football, where you can choose the different play calling charts. So that is a way to incorporate that as well. You could use one deck here and one deck here. Because really all you're doing is getting that bottom number, and then if you wanted to just swap decks real fast, you could do that. If you needed, well, these are going to be in the run heavy, but if you needed to come back, you needed to press tempo or something like that and get more passing plays, you could just simply swap out the deck for the passing heavy deck. So that's kind of a cool thing that you could do as well. And there are penalties in the game. Don't know if we didn't really come across any of those. We had the post-play penalties, but not really the pre-play penalties. But there are some pre-play penalties in here. There's one. So it's a pre-snap penalty. If you get that, it's just simply plays whistle dead, no time off the clock, so to speak. You don't move anything. You just go back 5 yards for the offense. And then if it's at defense, it would be forward. Obviously, the penalty would be on the defense, and you would do forward. If you get a first down, and let's say it was 4th down and 3 to go, and you hit the first down, you would get the first down yardage, and because it's the offense, you would go +1. So it would be first down +1, or if this said defense, it would be first down -2. So it looks like a first down, but if there's any sort of adjustments here, those adjustments need to be made after the first down. So those are just a few of the little things there. You can see there are some deep passes here. Another penalty on that time on the defense pre-snap. But these have all been graded out so that they're sort of historical NFL averages, so about 4 yards for running plays and about 10 yards per catch. That might be a little light for modern football. That might be a little heavy for old school football with the passing. It might be a little heavy for modern football with the rushing, and a little bit light for old school football. So it really strikes a balance of kind of historical averages. So the teams themselves are going to have a lot of say. Generally, you're going to be at about 300 yards of total offense, almost 300 yards of total offense. So it's going to be sort of your averages, and then based off of what you pull here, and then what happens in the game. Does the defense dominate? Does the offense dominate? And that's going to sort of push you in and out of those average ranges. And really just depending on what cards you pull, do you have a pass-heavy offense or run-heavy offense, that kind of thing. So you can also play with the clock if you want to. So anytime you have regular clock plays, rushes, completed passes, interceptions, sacks are 30 seconds. Incomplete passes, kickoffs, punts, and field goals are 15 seconds, and then all plays inside of 2 minutes. In the second and fourth quarters and you can see it, those a little bit more gray here. You can use, those are going to be 15 seconds apiece. You can still use timeouts and all the same things that you would normally do. You're just running the clock instead of doing the plays. There are definitely enough cards in here that you could do that. There's enough variety that you could run an entire game. Maybe the next time I play, I'll use the clock instead. But if you want a quicker playing game, 16 possessions, that's the way to go. You'll have 8 per half, basically 4 for each team in each half, and then see if they can, score in those ways. All right, if you have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comments section. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, click on subscribe, and you'll be notified of new videos when they come out. And otherwise, be looking for this game to come out soon, and be looking for another video soon as well. All right, that's it from here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.